This deeper why, Candace Gagne. I exist to connect you to the greatest version of yourself. Candace is the founder of Challenger X. I'm going to get into that in a few minutes, but I want to share this deeper why. Candace, welcome.
Thank you. Welcome. I'm so happy to be here.
So happy about having somebody from Hamilton in this issue. As you know, I'm from Hamilton originally, so I love this why. It goes like this: I exist to connect you to the greatest version of yourself. And I think that's so cool. The greatest version. So share with us. Talk about this deeper why. Why do you exist?
So basically it came about because I didn't know who I was. It really took a long time for me to figure that out through different situations in my life that brought me on to where I am. And in finding out who I was and figuring that out and finding my deeper why and why I'm here has really shaped my entire life. And it came about because I was lost. And then through the world of fitness and through figuring things out and making myself healthy, I have found and I'm working towards the greatest version of myself. And I'd like to help other people get there too.
I love that. I love that. Now, you recently won an award. Is that correct? You were one of the top award winners from Mohawk College for this vision of Challenger X. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So in our program, I did health, wellness, and fitness at Mohawk College. And in the program, they have this event at the end of your last semester. It's called Fit to Pitch, and what it is you pitch your idea to a group of industry professionals, and there's judges. And so the whole semester you're creating a business, which is how we brought up Challenger X. And then the top 5 projects at the end of the semester get brought into this pitch competition, and we ended up getting second place at that pitch competition. And since then I've been moving forward with the idea. So it's great.
It's such a great idea. I love it. I love how it interweaves in your deeper why of obstacles and facing obstacles and overcoming those. Give us a little sense of the essence of Challenger X.
So Challenger X is, it's an indoor obstacle course. And what it is it's challenging yourself physically to get over these obstacles, as well as challenging yourself mentally, because there's going to be some that most people may not have encountered. You don't really encounter these kinds of obstacles in everyday life. But it challenges you mentally and physically. And we have it so that there's a software that we're using that is going to electronically time you through the course. So what happens is you then challenge yourself to beat those times. And we use that as a testing tool. And it's all about functional movement and being able to move around in a healthy way, the way that we're meant to move around. I mean, we do things so linearly, sitting up and down from chairs. And a lot of times when you work out, you're working out using a machine that's bringing you in one direction. So what Challenger X is about getting down to sort of our animal instincts and being able to move around more functionally in a more healthy way, so that when we're all, grandparents, we can get up and down off the ground with our grandkids. I mean, and not have to necessarily get help doing that. So it's about challenging you, challenging yourself, challenging everything you thought maybe you couldn't do before, and we're going to help you do that. And the concept is very similar to the mud run races that you see. And we'll actually be sending some of our patrons, people who come to our facility, and our members there, we'll be sending some of them to these actual mud runs to represent us. So it's going to be just a great fun community where people are getting together, getting to know each other, and just becoming these greater versions of themselves by taking care of themselves physically and challenging themselves mentally.
I love it. I love it. I love this. I love this idea of challenging you and challenging yourself, overcoming obstacles. Mm-hmm. That's why I love the name Challenger X, because obstacles are in our lives and people resist these obstacles, but you're helping them. And that's why I love this brand and this deeper why of connecting you to that greater version of yourself. Because this is what I love about you, Candace, is that it's not about where you are, it's about who you really want to be. Mm-hmm. And together with you, you're helping them overcome those obstacles so they can become the greatest version of themselves. I love that.
Well, thank you. And that's exactly where the name came out of it, is Challenger X. If you think way back to math class, you're always solving for X, trying to figure out what X is. Well, in this case, Challenger X, Challenger is you. You are the X in this equation. So it's all about challenging you and figuring it out and figuring you out and where your obstacles are and getting you around them.
Fantastic. There's a quote you share here. I want to help people connect to their inner self, see the hope, joy, fun, and simplicity of life. I think that's fantastic and it's very profound. So share with us, now that you've been igniting this deeper why, and it's all connected to what I call your way and Challenger X. How are you getting real with your why? How are you getting real?
Well, the biggest thing is bringing fun back into life. I mean, this whole facility that I'm creating, this Challenger X, this indoor obstacle course facility, is how I'm doing it. I mean, you're bringing fun back into fitness. I mean, there's so many people that don't want to go to the gym, don't want to get active because it's intimidating. It's not very fun to go. I mean, there are a lot of people who enjoy it, absolutely, and there are a lot of people who don't. So it's about bringing fun into it. It's about bringing camaraderie into it, and holding people accountable. But it's just to come and have fun and be simple about it and not stress too much about the workout, because that's my job. That's the job of the trainers that'll be there. We're going, if you decide to do the training, we'll be able to point you in that direction and come and have fun with us. And that's really what's important. If you can make getting healthy fun, the rest of your life becomes so much more exciting and easier to do, because things don't become a chore anymore. You start to have more energy, you start to enjoy life more, and everything just becomes that much easier.
Yeah, I love that. You hit it right there. Bringing fun back into our daily lives, into our fitness. Imagine, it's joy, and that's what you're about. I always say the equation for igniting your why is passion, which is your joy, plus purpose equals outcome. And you're hitting it right there. I mean, I won't do things that aren't fun. If it's not fun, I won't do it. So I think that your approach is fantastic. How can people be a part of this vision? How can they start being a part of helping Challenger X get out?
Well, there's a couple different ways. Right now, we are raising capital because we're planning to open at the middle of 2018. I forgot what year we were in for a minute. We just changed. We're planning to open near the middle of 2018, May, June-ish, and right now we're raising capital, getting things together. So on our website, there's going to be a link that's leading over to a crowdfunding site if they wanted to donate there. If there's anybody that wanted to contact me if they wanted to get in on the business side, they're welcome to contact me, and we can look at helping this business grow. We've got a strong business plan. We're working everything together, and the software is just about done. We're getting into the testing phases. It's so exciting. It's so fantastic. But yeah, I mean, contacting me if there's any way that you think you can help, or heading over to the crowdfunding site and getting us help that way. Even if it's just taking the site and sharing it on your social media, and maybe someone else will take an interest, that would be phenomenal.
Excellent. I call you the Oprah of the fitness industry. You're helping them overcome the obstacles. From an innovative perspective, you're the Steve Jobs of the fitness.
That's a huge compliment. Those are both huge compliments. Thank you.
Because this is the time. It's looking back and saying this is how it all started. If you face your fears, then you focus on helping people become the greatest version of themselves. That's the greatest gift we can give a fellow human being. There's another quote you share. I love it. Most of my best experiences in life happen just on the other side of fear. So with that, how is living your why impacting others around you?
Okay, I have a great example actually. This past, over New Year's Eve, I was celebrating with some friends just over the weekend there, and one of them I hadn't seen in several months. And what a lot of people don't know is I used to be over 300 pounds. I used to be a very different than the way that I am now. And I hadn't seen her in quite a while, and she almost didn't recognize me at first. And then she pulled up, she came up beside me and she gave me this huge hug, And she said that everything that she's watched me do over the last little while, I mean, she started crying, and she said that she's so proud of me and so inspired by everything that she's seeing online, everything with the Defyeneurs mag, everything that's happening with Challenger X, and rediscovering who I am. I mean, my Y time with you was phenomenal, but for her to see all of this happen and see how real it is, I'm now going to be working with her and helping her reach her goals, because she's seen me go through what I've gone through and all these challenges, and to just, it's very humbling to have her come up to me and just show so much emotion and so much appreciation for what I've been doing, and now she wants to get involved as well, so I'll be helping her. So it's
beautiful.
It's so fantastic.
You know, you honor us, you honor all the listeners with that story, because you truly are, Candace, an inspiration for others and a role model. And you know, it's always brings me to tears when I hear these stories, because this why is about transformation. This deeper reason for being, Candace, that you're stepping into is about helping others transform, and knowing that it's okay to face those obstacles, to face that fear. So what are, for some of these listeners, like your friend who shared that with you, what are your off the cuff tips on connecting to that greater version of yourself?
Off the cuff, trust your gut.
Trust your gut.
It's usually right. Take care of yourself before anyone else. A good example of that is when you're in an airplane. If you've ever been in an airplane and they're doing the safety demonstration at the beginning, and they say, if you're with children, put your mask on before your children, because if something happens, you need to be able to help them. So it's really that concept, is that you need to be able to make yourself healthy, make yourself well before you can help anyone else. Because if you are no longer healthy, if you can no longer help, then you're not helping anyone. And it's a huge impact on your life if you think you can't do those things. And the next thing is never think you can't. You always can. You may not be able to see the end result right away, but you always can. You can always figure out a way. And a good friend of mine gave me this piece of advice that I think is absolutely phenomenal, and I've been using it, sort of been guiding me since I've heard it, is that if you're driving somewhere in the dark and your headlights are on and you know the road is there, you know it's going to happen, but you just can only see so far because the headlights can only light up a certain amount of space. So you take what you see in front of you and you work with that, and you make the difference and the changes that you need to go. You keep traveling that road, and as you keep going, the next steps approach. So you may not see the stop sign coming, you may not see the turn or the curve, but eventually you'll start to see those moments. And it's about focusing on the now, focusing on what you need to do now, and the rest of it will eventually present itself, just like the headlights will eventually show you the rest of the road.
That's a great analogy. I love that analogy of the headlights. My fellow colleague, Jack Canfield, founder of Chicken Soup for the Soul, he used that example actually quite often, and it's a perfect example for what you're creating for people and people. You don't need to see the whole thing. You don't need to see the entire path. You just need to know that first few steps, and that's what you're doing. So I like that oxygen mask. I think we're in a world where we don't take care of ourselves. So put the oxygen mask on yourself, then your kids, and then your Y guy when he's next to you. So I'll go third, because I often say, without knowing why we're here, we can't really ignite that way. So my final question for you would be, when you started to really get clear on your why, really getting clear on connecting, I exist to connect, you do the greatest version of yourself. What shifted in your life? What has shifted when getting clear?
Everything. It's hard to explain. I mean, it's literally everything. I have found a purpose in where I'm going. I have ways to get there. I have been able to connect more with people. A while ago, I didn't think that I was worthy of talking to certain people because they were just so far out of my level. And now that's part of what I need to do, is talk to everybody, get everybody going, realizing that, what you are and who you are is inside you, but we're so afraid to go and find that person. And I found her, and I'm happy about her. And I'm not where I want to be right now, but I'm happy where I am because I know that that's going to take me to where I want to be. And if you would have asked me, I don't know, 2 years ago if I was happy, I would have said no, not yet, but I will be when this happens or when that happens or when, you know, these changes are made. And not being happy and not being able to see the small, simple joys in life and not being able to appreciate those at the time brought me so far down. And being able to know why I'm here and know that life is the journey, not the end result. And that is a huge factor in my why, is that it's all about finding the best version of you. And even if you have everything you want right now, you can always get better. You can always find things to make you happy. And so in my life, everything changed when I realized how simple things can be. Because I was always looking at the big picture and always looking at everything that had to be done to get there. And when you break it down and you focus and you come down to, you know, what you need to do now will get you to where you're going to go. Every small accomplishment you make, you take pride in. And having that little bit of pride in yourself is priceless, really.
I love where you're going. I love this deeper why, Candace Gagne. I exist to connect you to the greatest version of yourself. It lights me up. It just gets my inner dragon going and on fire. It's on page 38 and 39. And on behalf of Defyeneurs, everyday people worldwide, Candace, I want to thank you for stepping into your deeper why, because the world is truly helped by you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sherry, for helping me with all of this.